the company be GCI or RNC?
So here's my thoughts on that question. I think Judge Roy Scream is an excellent attraction because it's a family attraction, right? And it has a lower height requirement. It's a traditional wooden coaster built in the early 80s. I think we should preserve the coaster for what it is. But that's not to say that we wouldn't go through and consider a product that would extend the service like at the track itself. The ride was closed for a couple months this spring while we did several hundred feet of retracking. So I don't see us doing like, for example, doing an RMC conversion, but I could see us in the future exploring some of the products that are on the market, whether it's GCI or Gravity Group that offers a stronger wooden track. So that would be our intention going forward. It is a great ride. Okay.
And the question most asked, so there's a lot of people here who must love this attraction. When will Speelunker Cave reopen?
It will reopen. We're targeting Memorial Day, we're targeting May. So obviously, ride's been here for a really long time. If you rode it last year during the brief time it was open, it is a fantastic attraction. It is air conditioned in the summer, it has heat in the winter, all ages can ride. So we're about 90% finished with repairing the animatronics that were damaged in the August flood. And our crews are in there right now doing some cleanup, so we're pretty close. It's hard to give an exact date, but it definitely early summer. We're targeting, like I said, around Memorial Day at this time.
Sounds like you all want to come to the party when we open it. Is that what I'm hearing? So this is an interesting one. Was it ever considered having one Mr. Freeze train forward and one backward, similar to how Magic Mountain runs the Superman Escape from Krypton?
Yeah, we've definitely talked about it, right? So what we've learned is that when the ride launches forward, like it is in its current configuration, it's actually less wear and tear on the bearings on the train. So the Superman at Magic Mountain, that has two independent separate tracks, right? Whereas Freeze, we have a transfer cable that travels on one track. So in its current configuration now, it's not possible to have one train run in each direction. It would take a lot of re-engineering of the train itself. So that's not the current plan right now, but the reason that we did reverse the trains back is because it appears to be less maintenance and more uptime.
Thank you. And I just want to ask, how many tried Aquaman, the Power Wave ride? Okay. The question is, why did it take so long?
Why did it take so long? So we actually started working on the project after the prototype opened in Belgium. Pulsar, I know some of you have probably ridden that, right? Show of hands. So I know, yeah, there's definitely some folks who have. So we started that project, and when the ride was originally commissioned, it was commissioned with only one boat. And we decided, you know what, it's a water ride, it's Texas, it's really hot in the summer, and we really need more throughput out of it. So we made the decision to go back to mock rides and purchase a turntable. That did cause a delay, and then there was that pesky little COVID-19 thing that happened, which really did throw a wrench in the global supply chain, and also, inflationary pressures as well, just getting the ride constructed. So, it was a long time coming, and between adding the turntable back into the plan and then just dealing with some of the construction delays with getting parts from overseas, we decided to push it into the 2023 season. But it is open, and it has been really well received. And I hope you all have had a chance to ride it, and it is the first of a kind in North America. So for me, I think it's a very fun ride, and if you don't want to get soaked, ride in the middle seats. If you want to get really soaked, ride in the front.
So this is an interesting one, very specific. Would you consider turning the lights on for Runaway Mountain ERT tomorrow?
Yes, we will. So when we usually do Runaway Mountain ERT, we'll dispatch one train in the dark so that the folks who want to ride it in the dark can do that. and then we'll turn the lights on and dispatch another train with that. So we'll do that tomorrow morning.
And then anyone who knows Texas knows it floods in Texas. So the question is, are you planning to do mitigation for impacting the flooding that we have experienced? And this is actually one of the areas that does sometimes flood because we have a lovely natural creek that runs close by. So what do you think?
Yeah, so we've been here since 1961, right? And we've grown leaps and bounds since then. So we know now where the trouble areas are when it does flood. So the focus on development going forward will obviously be in those areas where we're on high ground and we can expand into areas where flooding is less of an issue. But of course, going back to Pirates, it's such a historic attraction. It is what it is. It is built where it is. So we'll continue to try to mitigate those efforts. And there's things we're working on just to limit the impact when we do get a large rain event.
And now, a real one here that's going to be a trick question, I think. When will you get a Giga?
A Giga Coaster. So, Titan's almost a Giga Coaster. I know it's not quite there. It's not 300 feet tall. Titan, which, go for Titan, by the way, that focuses more on positive G-force, right? It's all about turns and Gs. In the future, something that may have more of a focus on airtime, not out of the question. Obviously, as Richard did, our future plans, we're always considering options. So, we're not talking about the future just yet, but who knows?
And is the waterfall and mine park theme feature for the face of Runaway Mountain going to get fixed?
It will. Some of our super fans who are local noticed that we did have the waterfall working last year. Not the whole thing, but part of it. The issue is that behind that rockwork structure, there's some rust mitigation that's going to need to occur. So, it's not going to be this year, but in a future year, our plan is to take that facade off, make the repair work, put the facade back on, and get some of those effects working. You'll notice the gators are working in the queue. The extended queue where you get before you walk into the building. But we have a long punch list of really cool things we want to do to Runaway Mountain to kind of bring back some of its former luster.
Just curious what's going on with Harley Quinn.
It's not a really good ride. So, listen, it's a really cool looking ride, right? When you take a look at the throughput that I can get and all the downtime that we had with it, it wasn't worth the ongoing cost of repair. So some of the parts we're going to ship to New Jersey because they are running their sidewalk attraction. And then later on this year, we will remove the ride from its current plot and we'll earmark that for future development. So if you have suggestions, I don't think a Giga's going to fit back there, but if you have other flat ride suggestions, shoot them our way.
And that's all. Okay, thank you so much. I know you asked a lot of questions. We kept it to the rides because we have limited time today. The one question that I am curious about, what does the pink thing taste like? Does anyone want to share what they think it tastes like? I saw someone eating one here. Is that you? What does it taste like?
To me, it tastes like pink lemonade.
Pink lemonade. Okay, that's what I think too. I had one last week. I was thinking more fruit punch maybe, but I like your pink lemonade idea.
Pink Starburst, that's what I get. Pink Starburst last night, but it is good. Yeah, so this wraps our Q&A. Thanks for your time and attention. I'm going to pass it back over to Roxy for the rest of the event this evening.